Paul Gardiner, Marketing Director of the Mantis Group.
And you're just picking up the award for the Chundu Lodge. Can you talk about that?
Sure. The Royal Chundu Lodge is a lodge situated about 45 minutes north of the Victoria Falls on the Zambezi River. And it's a jewel in our crown. It's 10 rooms on the main stream along the river, and then a further 4 luxury suites are located on an island which is about a kilometre away in the middle of the Zambezi River. So it is a very, very special little property, and I think well deserved of the award.
Yeah. And what does it mean to have won the award, and can you tell us something that makes the property unique?
I mean, these awards, I mean, I see them popping up all over the place today, and it's become a very recognizable brand that so many consumers are, looking for these days. So I think for our little lodge to have won this is a great achievement, and it'll do a lot for the lodge going forward. And it's a drop in the ocean in comparison to what's out there. There's so much competition around the Victoria Falls today, and I think this will set it apart from the rest of the product out there. I think some of the unique characteristics are certainly the island, which I spoke about, and those suites. And the other unique characteristic is the fact that there are rapids at the end of each, probably 5 kilometers apart. So you don't have boats racing up and down. The river, this section of the river, is entirely ours. And something else that's pretty special is instead of having a spa on the mainland, we actually have a floating spa on the Zambezi River. So we do our treatments with the sound of the water passing by. So that's quite special.
Very relaxing. Can you tell us what's new at the Mantis Group?
Sure. We've just got involved with an old jewel called the Marlin Hotel in Miami, which we're going to be representing and facilitating with a bit of management where we can. And the Marlin was originally opened by Mr. Blackwell, Chris Blackwell, the legend in the music industry. He then sold it on, and it's now landed in the hands of a Brazilian, with whom we're working with. The hotel is so unique. I was there not so long ago, in that when you check into your room, instead of checking in the usual way, and you get given an iPad, and that's how you control your way around the room. So you adjust the light and the curtains and the air conditioning, control the television. The one characteristic that I particularly liked was the fact that you can click on the TV and see what's happening down in the restaurant. So if there's any talent down there, you can see it before you even venture down there. So that's a bit of a unique characteristic.
And is the property open at the moment? Open for business?
It is. The restaurant, which is from the Lion Restaurant in New York, is going to be opening in the hotel pretty soon. But the actual restaurant is operating, and it's just a lovely Art Deco hotel, very sophisticated, very chic in terms of its new facelift that it's just undergone. So we're very much looking forward to having it as part of our collection.
Great. And you've just recently launched a very unique package, the Greatest Day Tour. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, I think this is probably the most quirkiest of the lot at the moment. We're running a day trip from Cape Town in South Africa to Antarctica on the 14th of December this year, to commemorate all the chaps that went down there 100 years ago and had the race between Scott and the various other individuals. And so we're flying from Cape Town. We leave at approximately 6 in the morning, and it's a 5-hour flight to Antarctica. We land on the Russian airbase called Nova, and there we put a hell of a program together for our 50 guests that will be accompanying us. They have approximately 8 hours on the ice, and they then celebrate with the Russians that are there, because they don't see a lot of people in their year out in Antarctica, so they quite enjoy the fact that we bring some tourists down. And we have a big party, and then we all board the plane again, and they come back to Cape Town, and that's called the Greatest Day, and I'm sure it will be. I've managed to do it myself a couple of years ago.
Have you seen a lot of interest since launching it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we were only given the package 2 weeks ago. We've already had 20 takers. I've got 30 more tickets to sell. At €6,500 a ticket, it's expensive, but it's certainly something to tick off your bucket list. I think somebody just wants to get the tick and say that they've done the 7th continent, and that's kind of where we're aspiring to go and lure people to. So.
And is a day enough to see the continent?
It wasn't enough for me, and there's so much to see. Generally, I think the general public tend to think of Antarctica as just this flat sort of sheet of ice, and what is there to see there? But I mean, there are mountains there that you just cannot believe, and glaciers, and wildlife and all kinds of stuff that you're starting to see on Frozen Planet, which is a new BBC documentary. So you do need more time. This is a taste, and I promise you, once you've been on this day trip, you'll want to go back. That bug bites you. So.
Thank you. Just finally, here at World Travel Market again, can you talk about the significance of this exhibition for Mantis?
Yeah, we've been coming here since day one, I think, in terms of our lifeline, and it is essential not only to see the trade and embrace the trade and do various deals for all our properties around the world, particularly the African properties. It's probably more relevant to them. But it's also an opportunity for me to come and see what's out there in terms of new product. I've identified a couple of things that I'm certainly going to spend a bit of time on and hopefully meet the owners and trying to get them to join our unique little collection.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thanks very much.